Hi, my name is Brandon and I'm an alcoholic and addict in recovery. I want to talk about relapse dreams today. One of the questions that I get from people who are just starting out in recovery, who are in their first few months in recovery, is I'm having these relapse dreams. They're very uncomfortable. I'm having these dreams where I start to use and drink again. Do they ever go away? And I don't know the answer to that question. I'm a little over a year and a half into my recovery journey now, and I still have these dreams. I had one last night, and it was very uncomfortable. So I just wanted to walk through what I do when I have a dream where I have a recurrence of drug or alcohol use. The first thing I do when I wake up after one of these dreams is I try to grab onto all the gratitude that I have available to me and just be grateful that I was able to experience whatever emotions I experienced in that dream in a dream rather than in reality. Usually during a dream where I've started to use or have had, I've gotten high or have gotten drunk, usually during one of those dreams, I get very regretful. I get very upset with myself. I get angry. And when I wake up in the morning, I try to just be grateful that I was able to experience all of that as a reminder of why I don't want to go back down that path, why I don't want to do that. The next thing I do is take a look at what I've been doing for my recovery recently. Sometimes maybe one of these dreams is an indication that there's something I should be doing in my recovery that I'm not, or something that I shouldn't be doing that I am. And so it's just a good opportunity to take a closer look at what I've been doing in my recovery, whether there's anything that needs to be changed. In today's case for me, I have been concerned about a couple of different areas of my recovery and had already been planning on making a couple of changes. So it doesn't surprise me that I did have a dream like this, because I have been thinking recently that there are some areas of my recovery that need a little tune-up, that need a little bit more attention. So it doesn't surprise me that I had a dream like this, and it's a good reminder of why I need to pay attention to those kinds of things and why I need to constantly be looking at my recovery for any chinks in the armor, for any places where, I might need to pay a little bit more attention than I have been. And then the next thing I try to do with these dreams is leave them behind. Now, that can be easier said than done. And dreams have different effects on different people at different times. It fascinates me the way that dreams and the feelings from dreams can actually bleed out into reality and affect you during the day. And I've had situations, in fact, I had a situation earlier this week where I had a very powerful dream that had nothing to do with drugs and alcohol that has literally stayed with me the entire week and impacted my emotional state and things like that. And I don't think it means anything. I think it will eventually go away, but my point is that it's fascinating that something that happens inside of the reality of our sleeping brain actually affects the reality of the world for us. And so one of the things that I try to do with these dreams where I have a recurrence of alcohol or drug use is I try to leave them behind and just recognize that that's not what I'm doing now. I'm focused on recovery now. And so there's no reason to psychoanalyze the dream for me. There's no reason to dive into it. There's no reason to parse out the details beyond what I already said about taking an opportunity to look at my recovery program and see if there's any areas that need attention. So the bottom line for me is I really try to use dreams where I have a recurrence of alcohol or drug use as an opportunity to be grateful for my recovery, as an opportunity to take a look at whether there might be anything else I need to do in my recovery or do a little differently in recovery. But then I let them go. I let them be and move on about my life. I don't think that these dreams require any kind of a big analysis or any attention beyond that. They are unpleasant, but remember that a good percentage of the population has nightmares of some kind on occasion. And it just so happens that because of our addiction, because of our past alcohol and drug use, and because of our attempt to keep that under control, our nightmares might involve that sometimes. I will say, if you are finding yourself having so many of these dreams that they are interfering with your life, that you are unable to, and you're unable to move on from them, and it's interfering with your sleep, if you're finding that it's happening repeatedly and it's really causing any kind of significant emotional distress for you, you should talk to somebody about that. Talk to especially your sponsor first, maybe, but even a professional, psychologist, a therapist, someone who knows more about what kind of solutions you might be able to employ to help with those kinds of sleep disturbances. But for most of us, these are dreams that happen only on occasion, and those are good occasions for us to just take a step back, look at the program we're working, see if there's anything we need to do differently, and be thankful that we were able to experience the pain of a relapse or a recurrence of drug or alcohol use without actually going through it. That's it for today. I hope you have a good day in the meantime, and I will be back here tomorrow with more.